Ava and Carol Detective Agency. The Mystery of the Pharaoh's Diamonds. The Hancock Museum was one of Livingston's oldest landmarks, built over 200 years ago. The museum had gone through numerous expansions and renovations. The walls were like a patchwork of Livingston history, made of a collage of different colored stones and bricks from the past and present. Carol placed her hand over her eyes, shading her face from the afternoon sun as they climbed the steps to the entrance.
Do your 3 directives have to be done in any specific order?
Yes, they need to be followed step by step. Why?
I'm so thirsty, and Frodo is pulling on my soul like a tractor beam.
Froyo comes last because it will be our reward for a job well done.
Fine,
muttered Carol as she pushed open the glass door that led into the museum. The girls paused in the doorway as a wave of AC kissed their red faces. Ugh, I've just died and gone to Arctic heaven, moaned Ava. She delighted in the chill running from the nape of her neck to the soles of her feet.
You go ahead,
said Carol.
I'll guard the entrance to make sure no one escapes. Ahem. May I help you?
If Mother Nature had a voice, thought Carol, this is it. Ava and Carol looked up to see an elderly lady with the kindest blue-gray eyes they had ever seen. She stood behind a gray circular workstation, staring at them.
Good morning,
smiled Carol.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
How may I help you?
The older woman had a delightful sing-song voice.
We would like 2 tickets, please.
Carol pulled out a $20 bill. That will be $16, smiled the old woman. Ava noticed a small glass box labeled donations. Can you please put the change in the donation box? Asked Ava, smiling sweetly.
Thank you,
said the woman.
That is very kind of you.
You're welcome, beamed Ava.
Do you need a map? We have several new exhibits. Unfortunately, our Egyptian exhibit is currently closed due to, extenuating circumstances.
No, ma'am, smiled Ava. We heard about the robbery. We're here to show our support. Ava looked around the lobby and smiled. It's been a while. Grandpa Clark used to bring me here all the time. He had a fascination with trains.
Oh, wait a moment. Are you William Clark's granddaughter?
Yes, ma'am, said Ava, a little unsure. Grandpa didn't annoy you, did he? I've been told that us Clarks can be quite annoying. I'm attempting to start a new generation of non-annoying Clarks.
Oh, my, no. William was a great man, said the woman, beaming. Yes, your grandfather was very interested in trains. He actually helped build the railroad exhibit on the 2nd floor.
Wow, he never told me that, said Ava, amazed. I knew he always loved to spend time in that section, but he never told me he helped build it.
He was a very sweet and humble man.
She smiled and paused for a moment, thinking.
We all miss him very much,
she said as she patted Ava's hand. Ava blushed, not really sure what to say.
Well,
she cleared her throat.
Enough of an old woman's ramblings. You're actually just in time. The elementary school will be here soon. You should get some quality viewing time before they arrive.
Thank you for the heads up, winked Ava.
Enjoy your visit.
Thank you so much. Carol hesitated as she glanced down at the woman's name tag.
Gladys, I'm Carol, and
I'm Ava. Ava piped in.
Well, It's a pleasure to meet both of you. If you have any questions, please let me know."
"We will," the girls said in unison. As soon as the girls were out of earshot, Carol turned to Ava.
"Did you see the way she looked when she talked about your grandfather?"
Ava nodded. "I'm beginning to think Grandpa had more on his mind than trains, if you know what I mean." Ava giggled. They passed by an office that read Administration, and then another marked Security. The door swung open just as the girls reached the stairwell. A tall guard slipped out the door and jogged up the stairs ahead of them. Ava and Carol had just enough time to peek in the door and see another guard leaning back in a chair, staring at a bank of monitors.
"Security."
Carol made a face.
"That's one job I would not want to have right now."
"No kidding," Ava whispered.
"I wonder why they keep that sign up."
She pointed to a sprawling bright red banner that hung 20 feet above their heads. It read, "King Ramses' Secrets, Egyptian Exhibit, August 21st to 31st.
"It's like a constant reminder of what you've lost."
Mom said the Isabella Museum keeps the empty frames of the stolen paintings hanging as a placeholder for when they return home.
"That's both hopeful and sad," said Carol.
"Agreed," nodded Ava. The girls followed the stairs to the second floor, where a small sign with an arrow said, "Ramses Exhibit, Boyer Hall."
"I don't see anyone up here,"
whispered Carol, her head swiveling back and forth. "Bummer. I was kind of hoping we could blend in with the crowd," said Ava. The brightly lit hallway was split up into 4 different sections: Early American Indian Artifacts, Livingston Railway System, History of Livingston, and the Ramses Exhibit. The room for the Ramses Exhibit was dark, and several strips of yellow and black police tape crisscrossed over the entrance to the room. Security cameras scrutinized everyone who walked down the hallway every second of the day, which presented a problem for the girls. How are they supposed to get into the Egyptian exhibit and search for clues if it was blocked off and monitored? "Do you think those cameras are on?" asked Ava, who raised her eyes upward without moving her head. "I don't see a little red light like in the movies."
"I'm sure they are," said Carol, "especially after the robbery."
That's true," agreed Ava.
"I have a feeling if we so much as walk down the hallway toward the exhibit, the guards are going to be all over us."
"Can you disable the cameras with your phone? Like hack into their system?"
"Dude, I'm in the computer club, not the Avengers."
"I see." Ava sighed a heavy sigh filled with disappointment. "We need to get the guards away from the monitors." She gestured to a room named The History of Livingston. "I have a plan. Follow me." Carol followed Ava into the exhibit. The walls were filled with grainy black and white pictures of Livingston. A huge picture hung in the back of the room showing a panoramic view of the entire town. Beneath the city streets, the picture showed a complex tunnel system that reminded Carol of an ant farm. The tunnels had been sealed in the 1890s after a series of cave-ins.
"So, what's the plan?"
whispered Carol. Ava didn't respond. She noticed a reflection on the picture's metallic frame. Someone was watching them from the doorway. "Carol," Ava whispered out of the corner of her mouth, "we're being watched. Pretend to be gaga over these pictures."
"Whoa,"
said Carol as she pointed at the huge black and white photography.
"Is that Bennett's Groceries? Look, it used to be just a small stand selling vegetables."
"That's incredible," exclaimed Ava.
"Now it's like a mega store."
"Look at this," said Ava enthusiastically as she pointed to a grainy picture.
The Livingston Savings and Loan is over 160 years old. How the heck did they get an aerial picture of the bank? They didn't have airplanes back then.
A tethered hot air balloon, said a friendly, deep male voice.
If you're enjoying Thomas Lockhaven's audiobook content, please like and subscribe. It's the best way to help out the channel.